Welcome to installing VMware, downloading and install VMware. This is quite a difficult lab because finding the software itself is the hard part. Installing is fine, it's really easy, but actually getting to this stage where you can actually find and download VMware is really hard. It's worth the pain and suffering though, because it's an amazing virtualization software, much better than VirtualBox. I wouldn't touch VirtualBox, by the way. VMware is much more powerful, far superior in many ways, but it's hard to download. So, okay, you can type in support.broadcom.com/group.exec/downloads, and you'll need to create an account for a Broadcom account. It's a simple step-by-step process. It's just a little bit of an annoying process. But once you have created that account, you then go to this link again, and then you'll be into this section here. You can go to my dashboard or the other parts. But it's my downloads. This is the section that we want to go into, and you'll notice that nothing comes up at the moment. So you have to click on free software downloads. Then you'll be able to search for VMware Workstation. So you scroll down and it should be there right on the bottom. So you click on that and that will take you to a new page where you have to then, or you get the opportunity for downloading the Windows 7. You choose the release, which is the latest release, which will be fine. And then that takes you to another page. Now, you might get asked to confirm your details, your name, your address, and so on. It's just a frustrating process, but it's unfortunately, that's what we have to go through. So you click on this cloud here, and I'm just going to pause so that my personal details don't appear on the screen. Okay, so my personal files, my personal details did appear, like my address, my full name, etc. So that's why I paused it. But now that once you get past that stage, it's just a confirmation that you have, it's just a licensing agreement that you'll have with Broadcom. And anyway, so I'm just going to open that, or you can save it to a location. Might be a good idea to save it somewhere where you can keep it for if you need to reinstall, instead of going through all this horrible in and out, searching, digging everywhere. Might be a better idea just to save it somewhere so you don't have to come through here again. But the installation files are now appearing. The installation process, I'm sorry. So go to next. Just accept the terms and conditions. You don't really have much of a choice. So just next again. Whatever you like, but just go ahead and install any way that you please there. But there is one section a little bit later on which does confuse a lot of people new to VMware, and this is the licensing agreement. It asks you for a license key. You don't need to pay for this. If you're a student or you're just trialing this out for a while, you get to get a registered, sort of like, it's kind of like a registered VMware, but only for personal use. You don't need a license key. You don't need to pay for it. Now, if you are intending it to use for business purposes, then yeah, you should go and pay for this. But if not, if you're a student or a teacher or an educator, or you just want to see how the product works, then I'll show you what to do. Click on Finish. It asks me to restart the computer, but we don't need to. Then what you do is you go to the Start menu button and just run from there. And this is where you get to ask. This is where it asks you for the licensing key, or it should. Now, in my situation, it didn't. So that's just wonderful. Let's see what we can have a look at. If it didn't ask you, it might ask you later at a random occurrence, or maybe when you're restarting the computer or anything. But you can go to File, Edit, maybe Preferences. Let's have a look. We'll have to dig for this. It's always they're always changing these kind of things. So VM. So after a little bit of a painful period, I'm trying to find the license key. Apparently, because I've installed this on this computer before and I've uninstalled VMware, and I've gone through different stages trying to, even deselecting save licensing, it still won't show that licensing part. But what I can show you is it will look like this. So at the end of the installation process, you'll come up to a section where, if you notice here, it says, welcome to VMware Workstation 17, sorry. You can use it for personal use. So that's at the end of all of that installation process. You'll get a screen that looks like this. You don't need to enter a license key. You just enter the workstation for personal use, and you get to use this unlimited for as long as you like, as long as it's for personal use. So it is a bit of a messy installation part. Please submit comments if you need help, a little bit further assistance on that. But really, it's really easy in the end. And once you know how to do it the once, that's it, for good. Now, the reasons for this being so difficult, I'm really not sure. It's just VMware being VMware. But now that I've got this up and running, it's installed. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about, we're going to install some virtual machines on VMware. And later on, we're going to network the different virtual machines together. We're going to have a discussion on networking in a VMware environment. We'll do some cool things like virtual switching, and you know what? Let's just jump. Let's just end this boring part, this uninteresting, unengaging section. We'll jump straight into some really cool activities like installing different type of Linux. So hopefully see you in the next episode. And hopefully the next episodes are not as tricky and annoying as this one. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you shortly.